Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Celts. Today I'm going to be playing a bit of Age of Sigmar. I'm going to be doing a 500 point game. I'm going to be playing my Sylvaneth. This is my Death Army. So the Legions and the Nagash, I'm running them as. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the army lists. Then I'm going to go through the battlefield prep. It's like the map and the dice and stuff. And then I'm just going to jump straight into it. So if you do want to skip ahead, I'm going to leave timestamps in the description below, so you can just go see whatever you want to see. If you want to see the armies and skip the battle prep or whatever. And yeah, guys, I'll be back in just a sec with the Sylvaneth army list. Okay, guys, so welcome to the Sylvaneth army list. So I've made my own custom Sylvaneth glade today. I call him the Gwynedd glade. So I'll go over through what I got all together. So start off with my general. He is a Tree Lord Ancient. For his command trait, I've given him Dread Harvester. So he rerolls all of his melee attacks if he makes a charge in the same turn. His artifact of power is Greenwood Gladius. So if he makes a charge in the same turn, he gets an extra 2 attacks. So I thought that would be good with my command trait. So he's rerolling everything, and he gets an extra 2 attacks. Oh, I have to pick a weapon for this, so I've picked his Sweeping Blows. So his Sweeping Blows get an extra 2 attacks. Then, because he's a wizard, I've given him a spell. I've given him Regrowth. So it's a casting value of 5, and then I pick a unit within 18, and that unit can heal d6 wounds. I've mainly picked that for him, so if he gets battered, I can heal a good chunk, depending on the dice rolls. Then my next character, I've gone for a branch witch. Oh wait, yeah, witch. Weird spelling. It's like a wage, whatever. So the spells I've given her is Virtuous Harmony. So it's a casting value of 7, and I pick a unit within 18 of the caster, and it heals a wound. But if I pick a Dryad, Tree Revenants, or Spite Revenants unit, they can heal D3 slain models. So because I'm running Dryads, which you'll see in a sec, I thought that would be useful to have. And then speaking of the Dryads, the last unit I've got, which is my battle line, because I'm playing 500 points, I've got 1 battle line for each army. So the battle line I've picked, I've got 16 Dryads in one massive bulk. I believe that is everything for the Sylvaneth army, guys. So I'll be back now with the Death army. I'll see you in just a sec. So this is my Legions of Nagash army list. So I'll be running them as the Grand Host of Nagash. So for my general, I've got a Vampire Lord. So his command trait is Lord of Nagashiza. Some weird freaking spell in there. So I add 1 to attacks of melee weapons of death rattle units within 6 of this general. His artifact of power is Orsific Daedem. Death rattle units within 12 gets a 6-up feel no pain, basically. So if they take a wound or a mortal wound, I roll a dice, and then on 6-up they ignore it. Then his spells, because he's a wizard, and because I'm playing the Legions and the Nagash, he gets 2 spells instead of just 1. So the first spell I've given him is Blades of Shaish. So it's a casting value of 5, and each enemy unit within 12 of... I roll a dice, and then on a 5-up, that unit takes a mortal wound. So if there's 3 units within 12, I roll a dice for each of those units, and then if I get a 5, each unit takes a mortal wound, basically. And then the last spell I've gone for him is Soul Harvest. So it's cast on a 7. Enemy units within 3 suffer D3 wounds for each wound that wasn't ignored. Roll a dice, and on a 5-up I get a wound back. So if I do a wound to an enemy unit, and they don't ignore it for whatever reason, I roll a dice, and on a 5+ plus I get a wound back for that. So it's basically killing and healing my character, which is pretty freaking awesome. Then the next hero I've got is a Necromancer. So the two spells I've given him are Overwhelming Dread. So it's cast on a 5, and I pick a unit with an 18 of the caster, and I subtract 1 from Bravery and hit rolls until my next hero phase. So there'll be -1 to their Bravery and -1 to hit on their dice rolls, which is useful. Then last spell I've got for him is Soul Pike. So it casts on a 6. I pick an enemy unit within 18 of the caster. If they make a charge move, I roll the same amount of dice as their charge. So say now they roll a 6. I roll 6 dice. And each 5 I get, the unit takes a mortal wound. So that's pretty useful, especially if they're like 5, 6 away. So I'm rolling 5 dice, and then each 5 I get is a mortal wound to that unit, which is pretty good. So then I'll go over to my battle line units. So I've got a 10-man zombie unit, which is the basic zombies. And then finally I've got a 20-man skeleton warrior unit. I've got 10 with spears and 10 with swords. And then because it's Legion and Nagash army, I get to take 2 gravestones for summoning and stuff. So I've also got them with my army too. Okay guys, I believe that is everything for the army lists. So I'll be back now with the battlefield prep in just a second. Okay guys, so welcome to the actual battlefield itself. So I'll quickly show you what we're playing today. I'm using a mission from Match Play 2019. It's called Gifts from the Heavens. So 2 meteors strike the battlefield in the second battle round, 1 landing in each player's territory. Each player rolls a dice in their second hero phase, and a meteor lands at the center of the board section in their territory that has the corresponding number. So if we have a look here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I roll a 1 or a 2, it comes here, 3, 4 there, 5, 6 there. The location of the meteors are treated as objectives for the rest of the battle. So go over to the victory conditions. At the end of each of your turns, you score the number of victory points equal to the number of the current battle round for each objective you control. For example, if you control 1 objective at the end of your turn, in the third battle round you score 3 victory points. The player with the most victory points at the end of the 5th battle round, or the amount of time set or whatever, wins a major victory. So I'm playing 5 battle rounds. If the players are tied on victory points at the end of the game, then each player adds up the points value of enemy units that have been destroyed during the battle, excluding any new units that were added to the armies after the battle round started. So if a zombie unit dies and then comes on and dies again, it doesn't count. If one player has a higher total, they win a minor victory. Okay guys, so that's the game we're playing today. I'll go over the map itself. So I got 3 Azerite ruins. I have this skull in the center here, kind of like a great beast skull that's been slain. I've given it the sinister special rule. So what that means, that if you're on the terrain piece, you get -1 to your bravery. And then finally I've got this kind of shrine, I guess. It kind of grows life around it, so it's kind of like a magical shrine. So what I've done, I've given it the mystical keyword. So if I'm on this space, I gain a 6 up, feel no pain, basically. So if I take a wound, mortal wound or other, I get a 6 up, feel no pain. Oh, I also forgot to mention as well, as Legions of the Gash have the gravestones to put down, Sylvaneth also have a forest coming down with them, so that's another terrain priest that's coming down. It's obscuring, and so if I'm on the other end and I have to draw a line of sight, I can't draw a line of sight through it. And it also gives a few buffs to the Sylvaneth themselves. So I'll go over to some other stuff I've got. So I've got my Sylvaneth cards. Unfortunately I don't have the death cards, so I'll just have to rely on the book for them. These are the dice I'll be rolling with today. I've got these white dice, so it's easy and clear to see. I got 2 objective markers for when the time comes.
I'll score points. These dice I'll use to score points. So the black dice will be for death, the blue dice will be for Sylvaneth. Then I got some wound dice here. So I got like a d20, a few other type of dice, and a few d6s. And I've also got this dice to mark down what turn it is. Okay guys, so that's all the battlefield prep. What I'll do now, I'll roll off for priority to see who's... no, I'll roll off to see who's getting which deployment zone. So it's split this half and this half, so I'll see who's getting which deployment zone. So Sylvaneth. Sylvaneth got a 6, and Death got a 1. So the Sylvaneth are going to choose this section, I think. So this half of the board. I think it'll be best because this stuff gives you 6 up, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So Sylvaneth are taking this side, and Death are taking that side. So I'll be back now after everything is deployed. Okay guys, so I set up the forces. So I forgot to mention as well, I had to set up 12 away from my enemy's deployment zone. But because I'm playing on a smaller map, I've done it 8 away from the enemy's deployment zone, which is the first, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a first square away from the deployment zone. So what I've done, I put my Tree Lord Ancient here, my Branch Witch by here, and my Dryads here. I've also set up their woods here, so it'll be 1 away from each of these, what are they called? Terrain features. So it's plopped right by there. My gravestones, I put 1 by there with that ruin, and I put 1 in that ruin. I've put my skeletons in the front by there, and I've got my vampire and my necromancer there. I haven't deployed my zombies yet, I've kind of kept them in reserve. So I'm kind of waiting for the objective to come down, so if it comes down over there, I can just pop them up and then you can hold the objective there. So I don't know if I showed you guys this, but there's 3 squares, as you can see by here. So what I've done, so this is one marked by those 2. This is another one marked by those 2. And this is the third one here, marked by those 2. For each side. So turn 2, I roll for the objective for each team, and the objective come down like a meteor. So that's the army setup. So because my Sylvaneth set up first, they get to take first or second. They get to choose to take first or second turn. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Death, I think, take the first turn, and then I can hope for a double turn then, and I can let them move up and everything like that. Okay, so I'll be back now for Legions of Nagash turn 1 in just a sec. Okay guys, so I'm here for my command phase for Death. I haven't... so I've got my command point, so I have 1 command point for my Death army. I'm kind of out of range to do all the magic I want to do, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cast a Mystic Shield on my Skeleton Warriors. From, I don't know, my Necromancer is going to try and cast it. It goes off on an 8. I'll try and dispel it with my Branch Witch, see if she does it. Oh yeah, she does it on the 12, so that's definitely denied. Yeah, so that's my hero phase for Legions of Nagash turn 1. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do my movement, and then I'll be back just after that. Done my movement, basically. I just advanced everything, so I advanced my Necromancer. So he moves 5, but I advanced him an extra 6 inches, so I moved him from the back there into the Azerite Ruin to cover this zone, just in case the objective comes down. I advanced my Skeletons. They moved 4, so I advanced them 5, so they moved 9 altogether, and this is how they looked. My Vampire moves 5, I advanced him 5, so he moved 10, so I just moved him down there, and I haven't brought the zombies in yet. So I haven't got any shooting, anything like that, so that's the end of turn 1 for Legions of Nagash. Okay guys, so this is the command phase of the Sylvaneth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast, so I get 1 command point, sorry. So I'll put that over here. So that's Death and Sylvaneth command point. So over here now, I'm going to cast Mystic Shield from my Branch Witch onto my Dryads, so they get to reroll 1, so they're safe. So that goes off on a 9. I'll try and deny it with my Vampire Lord, because why not? That's a 5, that's a 3. So he fails to deny, so they get to reroll ones to their save. Reroll ones for their save. Then I'll cast a Arcane Bolt from my Tree Lord into the skeletons. So that does go off. I'll try to deny it with my Necromancer, so I rolled a 4 and a 3. So that's a 7, I need an 8. And yes, with a 12 that is doubly stopped. Okay guys, so that's the magic phase, and I'll be back after the movement phase for the Sylvaneth. For my movement phase, I've moved my Dryads from this area all along here. And then I've moved my Tree Lord up, and I've laid my branch which stay there. So the reason I moved them up here and not just charge the skeletons is because the skeletons got a lot of buffs for the vampires, and they've got the gravestones and loads of stuff like that. So I thought it'd be better to move them along here, and then if the objective does come down over here, I'll have my trees to buff me up, my wild trees to help my Sylvaneth out. And I've moved my Tree Lord forward because I know he's quite a tank, so he's got a lot of, because he's got his Warlord trait and stuff like that, and his artifact is quite buff in combat if he charges, and he's got a shooting attack now as well. So I've moved him 5, and yeah, that's pretty much it guys for my movement. I have one shooting attack, and that was from my Tree Lord Ancient himself, so I'm going to do his shooting attack into the skeletons. His shooting attack is his Doom Tendril Staff. So it's 18 range, it's 1 attack, hits on a 2 and wounds on a 3. So on a 2, and I rolled a 1, of course I did, so nothing happens. Do I want to charge though is the question. Because I do, now would be the time, but I could get a double turn. I am going to charge my Tree Lord in, because, you know, might as well, because I'm charging, I get all his buffs, and if the skeletons go first next, they can just charge him and hold him up and he doesn't get his buffs then. So I'm just going to measure what I need actually to get him in. So there's 7, and that gets me within half an inch, so I'm going to need a 7 for his charge. And if I fail, I fail, but, you know, hopefully I can get him in. So here we go. That's a 5, 6, 7. That is the perfect amount I need. So I'm just going to move my Tree Lord in like so. Right by that. And then you can just pile in then. It doesn't really matter. But basically if I roll a 4 I get the stomp. So it doesn't matter. What is, a stomp makes him fight last, but because there's only 2 combats going on, it doesn't really matter. I'll just roll it anyway. So I go into the combat phase now, and my Tree Lord Ancient is going to go first. Now, because he's charged, he gets to reroll all his hits for his melee weapons, and he gets an extra +2 attacks to a melee weapon, of his, one of his melee weapons. So I've chosen his Sweeping Blows to get the +2 attacks. So he will now have 5 attacks. 3s and 3s -1. So we'll do that first. So it's 5 attacks. 3s. I get to reroll these. I still miss with 1. So that's 4 gone through, and then 3s again. So another one misses, and these are -1. Skeletons ignore the -1 because of their shields, so they get a 6 up. So they fail 3. Now they also have a 6 up, feel no pain, but I have to roll the damage first. They get it from, I believe they get it from the Vampire Lord's trait. So 3d6 damage. Right, so I get 10, I get 12. 12 damage goes through. Oh crap, I broke the freaking sanctuary thing. The, whatever it's called. Yeah. So any 6s now, it's a save. So the skeletons get 1 6-up save. But they lose 11. Okay guys, so I'll be back after I've moved 11 skeletons. Okay guys, so that's the first lot of attacks done. Now he has got another attack. It is his Massive Impaling Talons. So he's got 1 attack, 3s and 2s. So it'll be 3, and he misses anyway. So that's it for him. And then the Skeleton Warriors get to attack, so I'm just going to pile them in slightly, like so. Then I got, let's see, I'll have to do different weapons first. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4 swordsmen. So that would be 1 attack. I'm trying to think, do they get anything else? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay, guys, because of my, I think it is my artifact, a rattle unit, which is the skeletons, they get an extra attack. So instead of 4 attacks now, they'll have 8 attacks with their swords. So it's going to be 4s and 4s with the skeletons. So 4s, 3, and then 4s again. Just the 1, 3 up save, which I fail. So I take a wound for the Tree Lord. So he's got 12 wounds, I believe. Yes, he does. So he'll be down to 11. Like so. So he's taken 1 wound. Then they've got the spears. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spears. So that will be 10 attacks from them. So spears hit on 5s instead of 4s now. So it'll be 5s. That's pretty good. Did better than or just the same as the swords did. And then it's 4s to wound. So 3 wounds and 3s to save. So the Tree Lord Ancient takes another wound. So that will leave him on 10. So that's the end of the combat. Okay guys, so now it's time for the battle shock for the skeletons. So they've lost, how many did they lose? They lost 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so they lost 11 skeletons. Now the leadership 10. So they're losing 1 plus d6. So they're losing 5 altogether. So just take a bunch from here, like so, and they just get added to the dead pile. Actually, do I want to... No, I'm not going to do that. Well, I was going to spend my command point to make them stay, but the sooner they die, the sooner I can bring them back, I think. Yeah, so that's Sylvaneth's turn 1? Yeah, that's Sylvaneth's turn 1. So I'll roll for priority now. So Sylvaneth gets a 5, and Death, or Legions on Nagash, sorry, they get a 3. So Sylvaneth gets to pick. So I'm going to go for the Sylvaneth going first. Okay guys, so I'll be back in Sylvaneth turn 2 in just a sec. Okay guys, because it's Sylvaneth's command phase now, I get to roll to see where the meteor hits and the objective lands. So 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's in the center here, which would be about literally there, I believe. So that's where the Sylvaneth objective lands. So it's like right there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Now I'll do my magic. My Tree Lord can't do anything because he's kind of stuck in combat at the moment. I'll do... I'll do an arcane bolt from my branch witch into the skeletons. See if I can free my general up. So it goes off. No, it doesn't. That's a 4. So that fails to go off. Oh no, yes, it does fail to go off. Because I was thinking you should get +1 but of this, but no, it's 6 of Philippine. Yeah, guys. So that's my combat. That's my hero phase. I'll see what I want to do in my movement phase. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay guys, so for my Sylvaneth movement, I've moved my dryads up along into the trees, because I think that's a decent place to hold with her, with my brand switch, and I got my tree lord over here, so I'm kind of hoping now that Legions of Nagash is objective lands on this side, so I can just take it with my Sylvaneth, my dryad, sorry. Yeah, so that's my movement phase, guys. I can shoot into combat. Oh, yeah, sorry, she advanced 4. So she moved 7, so she moved 11. So from here to here, she moved over here to hold the objective. Now I'll do my shooting attack into combat from my tree lord into the skeletons. So it's 1 attack. It hits on, I've taken 2 wounds, so I'm still in my top bracket. So it hits on a 2. Yeah, hits on a 2. Can I hit this time? Yes, I do on a 3. My wounds on a 3. Can I get away with it? I do. So wounds, it's -1, so the skeletons get a 6 up as they ignore rend. They fail that, and this does d6 damage. Okay, cool. So it does 2. They get to ignore this on 6s from the vampire's ability. Nope, so they fail that, and it kills 2 more skeletons, like so. Yeah, so I'll put them over there. Kind of lucky it didn't wipe them all out for Legions of Nagash there. So that's all my shooting, so we'll go straight into the combat now. It doesn't really matter, I'll roll my stamp anyway. Yeah, they wouldn't have lost anyway. So I'll do my sweeping blows. Now because I didn't advance this turn, I only get the 3 attacks now. And I don't get to reroll, so it'll be 3s. Get the 1 hit, it'll be 3s to wound. I do get that, and it's -1. The skeletons save that because they ignore the rend. They ignore -1, I think, or they ignore all rend. It's just a little mark next to their... is it a mark? No, that's zombies. No, they just ignore the -1 rend, sorry. Then I've got my Impaling Talons, so that's 1 attack on a 3. Hits, and wounds on a 3. Oh, out of 2 I think, so on a 4 that misses. The skeletons fail that, and that does 1 damage. So we kill 1 skeleton, so there's only 1 left, lol. So they lost 3 this turn. Okay, cool. And then we got the 1 skeleton, so he'll have 2 attacks, 1 for his own and 1 for the vampire. And he's got a spear or a sword. He's got a sword, so it'll be a 4 and a 4. He does wound. Does he get away with it? Oh, it's cocked as hell. And the tree lord passes a save. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the end of Sylvaneth turn 2. Do they have to morale? Ah, skeletons can't fail that morale anyway. Because they only lost, what, 4? And then leadership... they lost 3 and the leadership 10, so yeah, they'll be fine. Okay, so now I'll be back in Legions of Nagash turn 2 in just a sec, guys. Okay, so this is turn 2 of Legions of Nagash. So the first thing I do, I'm going to roll to see where my objective comes in. So the comet comes down, and oh, I should have said. Hold on, let me reroll that. So no, what was it last time? It was 1, 2, 3, 4. So it also lands in the middle over there for these guys. Which is actually, I just realised, kind of annoying because my zombies can only come in on those. Ugh, oh well. So that's what my objective is. Then I'll do my magic. I'm going to do a arcane bolt from my vampire lord into the tree lord ancient. So it goes off. I'm going to try and dispel it with my branch witch. She fails, so he takes a wound, so he's down to 9. Like so. I don't really have anything to cast with my necromancer. If they make a charge move, no. On a 5, an enemy unit with an 18. Yeah, I will cast Overwhelming Dread on my Tree Lord Ancient from my Necromancer. So that does go off. Maybe I should have saved my roll for that actually. Anyway, it does go off. So now my Tree Lord is -1 Bravery and he's -1 to hit in combat. Oh, I forgot as well. My skeletons get to return D3 models because of my vampire's ability. So they get an extra one. Woo! So just return the trumpet. Like so. And I believe that's everything for the command phase. And I'll be back now after the movement in just a sec. Okay guys, so what I've done for my Legions of Nagash movement, I've moved my vampire 3 inches away so he's ready to charge. I brought my zombies in 9 away from the Tree Lord and within 9 of the gravestone. So they're now there behind that building. And I automatically advanced my Necromancer 6. And I spent the command point, so I have 1 command point left because I have 1 at the start of the turn. So that, I believe, is everything for the movement phase. So I'm going to go into the charge phase now. I'm going to charge my Vampire Lord into the tree. My Vampire Lord into the Tree Lord. So he needs a 3 or more. Which he gets a 6 even. So I'm just going to send him in. I think he's my best chance to do some wounds to the Tree Lord Ancient. So that's why I'm sending him in. So then that's all my... Can I charge? I'm going to attempt to charge my zombies in. So they're 9 away, so they need a 9. And they fail. They got a 3. Lol. Just like, oh. So we'll do the combat phase now because I don't have any shooting. So my Tree Lord Ancient gets to roll his Stomp. So he's going to put it on the Vampire Lord to fight last. Which he does. So the Vampire Lord, he got a 6, sorry, I don't know if you saw that. So the Vampire Lord's fighting last. So we'll do the skeletons first. So they have 4 attacks, 4s. They get 1, 4, and they fail to wound, cool. Then the Tree Lord Ancient. I'm going to do everything into the Vampire Lord. I'm trying to think now, because he's bracketed. How many wounds has he taken? Yes, so he's under 3 and 4. So he's got sweeping blows. He has 2 attacks now because he hasn't charged. So 2 attacks with the sweeping blows. Hits on 3s, gets 1 through, then 3 again. And he fails with that. Then we've got his talons. Hits on a 3, which it does. Wounds on a 3, no, still a 2, that's cool, still a 2. So that wounds, and it's -2, so it's a 5-up save, I think. So he fails that, and he takes a wound. So my Vampire Lord has taken a wound. I believe he has, I'll have to double check how many wounds he's got, but I'll just put a 1 for there now. So my Vampire Lord now gets to attack. He has 4 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Oh, nice, they all hit. 3s to wound. Oh, dude, that turned around so quickly. So 1 goes through, it's -1, I believe, so a 4-up. That fails, and it does D3 wounds. Just the 1, so now my Tree Lord takes in another wound, so he's down to 8 wounds altogether. Okay, guys, so what I'll do now, I'll roll off to see who's taking turn 3. So, Sylvaneth. Oh, Sylvaneth gets a 6. I don't think they can win because it just continues, right? Yeah. So, obviously, I'm going to pick my Sylvaneth to go first. And I'll be back in Sylvaneth turn 3 in just a sec. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast a spell from my Branch Witch. I'm going to cast Arcane Bolt on the skeletons to see if I can pick at least one off, or get a really lucky roll and take both of them out. So, I'm going to see about that. So it does go off. I'll try to deny it with my Necromancer, because he's within 30. He fails. So I take a skeleton away. That's one less to worry about. Yeah. That's pretty much it from my command phase, because my Tree Lord is locked in combat. I do get another command point, so I'm on 3. Yeah, so I'll be back after the movement, guys, in just a sec. Okay, so I just do a summary of what I did for my movement. I just basically moved my branch switch slightly over, and I've moved my Dryads 7 inches up, getting ready to take the zone. I left my Tree Lord in combat, and I've also found out as well that Vampire Lords have 5 wounds, so he's on 4 wounds left, because he took a wound earlier. Yes, so that's the movement phase. I do have a shooting attack from my Tree Lord Ancient, so I'll shoot into the skeleton, see if I can pink him off, and then I can do all my attack. Oh, actually, it's a pretty good hit. And if it goes through, I tell you what, I'm gonna shoot the attack into the Vampire Lord, just because it does D6 damage if it goes through. So the hit is so it's Doomstaff. He's taken 4 wounds. Yeah, so it's 3s and 3s, -1. So 3s, it hits, 3s. Oh, that sucks. So that did nothing in the end. So that's my shoot-in, and then I'll go straight on to the combat. I'm going to stomp. I will stomp I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll roll it anyway. I'll do the Vampire Lord. Lol. Nope, just managing it cinematic-wise. It's like stomping around having a tantrum. Right, so because my Tree Lord's going first, I'm going to do everything into the Vampire Lord. So I'll do my massive Talons first. So 1 attack, 3s and 2s. 3s and 2s. So 3s. Hits on a 2. Wounds, it's -2. So on a 5 up, 3 passes. Then I got 2 attacks with the other, because I haven't charged. That's 1 hit, but it's on a 3 now. Then it's 3s to wound. That's a wound, it's -1, so I need a 4 up for my vampire. And he gets it. Oh, that would have been D6 damage. So that's pretty much everything my Tree Lord's got. So I'll do my vampire first. So he's got 4 attacks. 3s. Oh, dude, just gets the 1. 3s again. That's a wound. -1, so it's a 4 up. He fails that, so the Tree Lord takes D3 wounds. He takes 2, so that'll take him down to 6. Ooh, it's looking dodgy for the Tree Lord Ancient. Wait, where's it? Yeah, that's the 6, but there. Ooh, that's not good. Then we got the skeleton with his 2 attacks, helping out, 4s. Gets 1 hit, the other one was a 3. And 4s. He does wound him. 3 up. Yeah, he gets it. Yeah, so that's the end of the combat phase. I just realised, well, I should have charged my Dryads in. But I didn't know what they needed. They needed like a 9. Ugh, sorry guys, I forgot to charge my Dryads in. I'll just leave it for now. But I have made it anyway, please. No, I wouldn't have made it anyway. I rolled a 6. So, just so those that are concerned about that. So my Dryads would have failed anyway. Okay, so that is Sylvaneth turn 3. And I'll be back now for Legions of Nagash turn 3 in just a sec. Okay guys, so this is Legions of Nagash turn 3. Also, I forgot to add -1 to his hits, but I don't think it mattered anyway because he didn't hit anything. So apologies about that. From his spell, my Necromancer spell, from the last turn. So because of my ability, I get to bring back D3 skeletons from the vampire. Oh nice, I get 3 back. I'll just bring back 3 swordsmen. 1, 2, yeah. And then we'll just put them like that. Man, skeletons are really good at holding up big things. Maybe this was a bad idea. I thought I would have wiped them by now, but oh well. So I brought back 3 skeletons. My Vampire Lord can't do anything because he's in combat. I will cast a spell from my Necromancer though, called Soul Pike. I'm going to cast this on the Dryads. Basically, I roll the same amount of dice. Oh well, I pick a unit. So when they charge, I roll the same amount of dice as their charge, and each 5 up they take a mortal wound. So that's cast on a, what is it, a 5? Soul Spike cast, oh no, it's cast on a 6, sorry, cast on a 6. Goes off. I'll try to dispel it with my Brand Switch. So she needs to get a 10. Oh, dude, that was close. That was a 4, guys. So she casts it the same amount as the thing. So that spell goes off. I'm trying to think, do I have anything to remind myself? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay, so I put this little symbol here to remind myself of the spell that was cast on him. So that's my hero phase done. So I'll be back now after the movement in just a sec, guys. Okay guys, so I've done my movement. So I advanced my skeletons, they got a 2, so I moved them 6 from there to there. I've also moved my Necromancer back. Also, I forgot to mention, the Sylvaneth got an extra 2 points. Oh no, they get an extra 3 points because they held it in there at the end of their turn. So that will take them up to 5. So Sylvaneth are on 5 points. Like I said, I will show a score, a score table at the end of each battle round for you guys anyway. But just so I remember and just to make sure we're all keeping track. Right, so yeah, that's done their movement. I can't charge them because they advanced. I've moved my Necromancer back, so he's there. And I haven't got any shooting, so we'll just do this combat now. So my Tree Lord still gets to roll. He's going to pick the Vampire Lord, so he's going to do a stomp, which he gets, so the Vampire Lord fights last. So I'll have to fight with my skeletons. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 8 attacks with my skeletons. So it's going to be, because they've all got swords, it's going to be 4s and 4s. That's a pretty decent amount there. Exactly half. Banging. And then 4s again. Ugh, dude, that sucks. Okay, so they whiffed. I don't know if you saw that, but they got 2s and 1s. Right, so I might as well do my Tree Lord Ancient now into the Vampire Lord, but luckily he has been bracketed again. So he's on half wounds now. So we'll do his sweeping blows. His attacks for a sweeping blow is, he's still got 2. So he's got 2 of these. All of these are going into the Vampire Lord. So it's 3s. Gets 1. Can you get the wound through? No, he fails. Then the other attack, 1 attack, it's a 3. Hits, then it's a... Dude, I wish they sorted out these cards a bit better. And it's a 3 to wound. So that wound, it's -2. So the vampire has a 5 up. Oh, look at that, in style, he gets a 6. Then the Vampire Lord gets to attack with his 4 attacks. So it'll be 3s, misses with 1. 3s, gets with those. -1, oh crap. So it'll be a 4 up. Oh, he bloody got them all, look at that. What a mad lad. So that combat was uneventful for anyone. I'm actually losing track. Whose turn was that? That was Legions of Nagash turn 3. So this is why we keep this dice here, so I remember. So that was the end of Legions of Nagash turn 3. They score now 3 points as well, the same as Sylvaneth, so that will take them up to 5 also. So it's currently 5-5 for the scoreboard, and they have 2 command points, and Sylvaneth had 3 command points. Okay guys, so I'll roll for priority again now, for turn 4. So Sylvaneth rolled a 3, and Legions of Nagash. Finally they actually win one. The question is, who do I want to go first? I think I'm going to take first turn. I say I, it's only me playing. Legions and Nagash are going to take first turn. So I'll be back in the command phase for that in just a sec. Okay guys, so this is the command phase. I get to heal back D3 skeletons from my Vampire Lord ability. Nice, so I get an extra 2. I'll bring it back 2 swordsmen. 1, 2. And then I'll put them up like so. So I got 2 swordsmen. Then I'm going to cast... what was that spell? Soul Pike on the Dryads again from my Necromancer. They have to be within 18. So it goes off in a 6. It does go off in a 7. This is the one I roll when they make a charge. I roll the same amount as dice as their charge roll, and each roll of a 5 does a mortal wound. Each roll of a 5 does a mortal wound. So I'll try to dispel this with my Branch Witch. So she needs a 8. She fails, so they still got that spell on them. And that's pretty much it for my command phase, guys. And then I'll be back after my movement in just a sec. Okay guys, so I'll sum up my movement. Basically what I did, I moved my zombie horde 4 inches forward. I plan to charge them into the Dryads. Not because they're going to do amazing, but because it stops the Dryads from moving up the board and taking the objective. So that's my plan for them. I've also left my Skeletons and my Vampire Lord in combat with the Tree Lord Ancient. And I left my Necromancer at the top there holding the objective. Okay, so I am guarding and shooting now, so we'll just go straight into the charge phase. So I'm going to charge my zombies in. I'm not quite sure what they need. I will double check after this. Oh, 6. That should be enough. I saw that one and I was like, GG's man. Let's have a look, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, as you can see, that gets them well in there. Nice. So I'll just charge the zombies in. We'll just move them all up. Sorry for my pro measuring. Yeah, just put some zombies in. I just wanted them to hold the line. Not really looking for wounds yet. So something like that. I guess I could have been a bit more optimal. Just go like this. But there's only so much I can do. There you go. So that's them charged. So then, what do I want to do? Yeah, so my Tree Lord Ancient's still going to roll for his ability to stomp on the Vampire Lord. He does, so the Vampire Lord's fighting last. So I'm stuck between the Skeletons and the zombies. I'm going to fight with my Skeletons first, actually, to see if I can do some damage on this Tree Lord Ancient here. So I've got... oh, I should fight for the zombies first, actually, because there's going to be a lot of attacks. But that's so crap, though. Actually, guys, give me 2 seconds to see what I actually want to do. Okay, guys, I actually thought I'll go for my zombies first. Just to see if they can plink off some Dryads. So, they're 1 inch range, so they are within range. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks with my zombies. This is going to be amazing. And it's going to be 5s and 5s. So they get 2. It's like freaking Tau fighting at the moment. 5s, nothing. My Tree Lord might as well attack now. Question is, do I want to split his attacks? Or do I want to just do everything into the Vampire? Oh, guys, let's just do everything into the Vampire. So, because he's the most danger at the moment. I know the Skeletons are still getting quite a lot of points, but the Vampire's the one that keeps bringing them back, and plus he can do a lot of damage. So I'll go for the Vampire. So I got 6 wounds. I've got 1 attack here, 3s and 3s with my Talons. There's a hit. Sorry, that was a 3. That's a wound minus 2, so I need a 5 up. Oh, 6 again from the Vampire Lord. What a mad lad. Then I got 2 attacks with the Sweeping Blows. So, lol. That's not good. Ugh, maybe I should have reroll ones. I kind of like, yeah. He's really good on the charge, but freaking heck, when he's stuck in combat. Maybe I should have backed him out, but I'm such a dumbass. Anyway, so that's that. Then I might as well attack with my skeletons. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skeletons. It'll be 12 attacks now because of the vampire's ability. So let's get 3 more dice. Sorry for the dodgy camera angle. If it is. Ugh. Dropped some. So it's going to be 4s and 4s. That's pretty good. And then 4s again. Oh dude, that's alright. 3 wounds. Yeah, so it's be 3 up saves. Oh, he gets them all anyway. Nice. That's pretty cool. Nice one to reload. Then I'll go over to my dryads. So I'll just pile them in 3 inches like that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So where's their card? They have 2 attacks each, and they're range 2. That's why they can attack in 2s. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it'll be 24. So I'm gonna need a lot of dice. So I'll roll these, and then I'll roll another 4. So there's 20 dice in my hand here. So it's, what do they hit on? Because their ability, they get to choose +1. So they pick a unit within 3, and then that unit they get +1 to hit on. So obviously they're picking the zombies. So it's going to be 3s and 4s. So 3s. Ooh, get rid of the 2s and 1s. That's pretty freaking good. They missed with 5. Oh, they get an extra, how many did I say? 4. Because they had 12. So, extra 3 there. There you go. And then it's going to be... how many to wound? 3's to wound. No, sorry. 4's to wound. Pick up all these. Like that. Like that. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Zombies. I don't think zombies have a save. Because they just have a line next to their name, so I think they don't have a save. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh cool, that's 9 zombies dead. So it just leaves 1. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. So we have 1 zombie left, and the rest are over here. Cool. Yeah. So now we'll attack with my vampire lord into the tree lord. So 3s, 2 hits, 3s, 1 wound. Can he save? He does on a 5 because it's -1, and he has a 3 up save, so it becomes a 4 up and a 5, but it's fine. Legions and Nagash get another 2 points. So that will take him up to... No, sorry, they get another 4 points now because it goes by the turn. So they get 9 points altogether. So I'll take that up there. So they score 9 because the Necromancer holds it. Bravery wise, I'll just spend a command point so the zombie doesn't run. He's leadership 10 and he's lost 9. So I'm still going to spend it. So the zombie's just holding them in combat, which is quite annoying for the Sylvaneth. Yeah guys, so I'll be back now for Sylvaneth's turn 4 in just a sec. Okay guys, so it's now the Sylvaneth turn 4. They get an extra command point, so I believe that takes them up to 4 command points. Haven't really had much use to use them, to be honest. So I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast... what's it called? That's the wrong card. Unleash the Spites. Has a casting value of 5. If successfully cast, roll a number of dice equal to the cast-in roll for each enemy within 9 of the caster. For each 6, that enemy suffers 1 mortal wound. So I'm going to pick... wait, did I pick? Unleash Spites. Has a casting... if successfully cast, roll a number of dice equal to the casting roll for each enemy unit within 9 of the caster. Oh, cool. But I think the Vampire Lord is slightly out. Let me just double check. Come on. Da-na-na-na-na. There you go. Yeah, so the Vampire Lord's out. I just get the skeletons. So it casts on a 6. So I got a 7, so it goes off. I'll try to dispel it with my Necromancer. So I need an 8. And I do. So the skeletons are safe. And that's pretty much it for my command phase. Movement, I'm not really going to move. I'm just going to leave her on the objectives. Going to leave them in combat, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And the Tree Lord Ancient, shall I pull the Tree Lord Ancient out? Because he could die. So I will pull the Tree Lord Ancient out of combat. And then, like so. So then hopefully then I can get another turn, so I can get like a double turn thing going on and charge and do some kick-ass damage. So that's pretty much it for my movement. Then I'll do the combat quickly. I'll just pile in. Like so. See if we can just get this last zombie. I'll move these up. Yeah, like that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 attacks becomes 20. Because they have 2 attacks each. Oh, I got all this dice here. I'd be amazed if the zombie survives this. So he gets +1 again because of their ability. So it's going to be 3s and 4s. Get rid of the 1s and 2s. Oh, this zombie is so freaking dead. Yeah. And then 4s to wound. Yep, he is slain all over the place. It's a bit weird the zombies don't get a save. I must have been reading that wrong or I'm missing something. Sorry if I'm missing something on that. The zombies are slain. So that's pretty much it for the turn. There's no other combat to do. So now I'll roll for priority for the final turn of turn 5. Oh, also they score 4 points. That also takes them up to 9 for the Sylvaneth. So both are on 9. Once again, I'll show a scoreboard. And they're on... Oh, I dropped the dice. They're on 4 command points. So Sylvaneth, this is for turn 5 now. Sylvaneth, get a 5, that's a good roll, and Death, get a 2. We'll be back now for Sylvaneth turn 5 in just a sec. Okay guys, so this is Sylvaneth turn 5 command phase. So I'm going to cast Regrowth, no. I'm going to cast Release Spite from my Witch. So cast on a 6 and I'm doing this into the skeletons. So that goes off on a 7, 8. I'll try to deny that with my Necromancer. What did I get it on an 8? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so that he dispels that. Then I'm going to cast Regrowth with my Tree Lord Ancient, so this one gives him d6 wounds back. Oh, dude, that sucks. So that fails to go off. Then I'll be back after my movement phase, guys, in just a sec. Okay guys, so I'll sum up my movement. My Witch has stayed put, my Tree Lord has moved within 3 now, in charging range. And my Dryads have moved up from the forest, they moved 7 and they're ready to charge. And they've taken that objective as well. So it looks like it's a big, it's going to be a big win for the Sylvaneth. Unless somehow Death or Legions of Nagash pull something from their sleeve. So, yes. I'll do my shooting now, because I do have a shot from my Tree Lord Ancient. But he's badly wounded now. How many wounds has he got? 6. Yeah, so he is taking a lot. So, what's it called? Doom Staff. So he hits on a 5, and the wounds on a 3. So this is going into, I'll do this into the skeletons actually, see if I can pick some of them off. And it misses anyway. So I'll just do some charges now. I'll charge my Tree Lord Ancient into both, no, I'll just charge them into the Vampire Lord actually. See if I can just kill him. A 3, I moved within 3 inches. So just make it in, like so. Then I'll charge my Dryads into the Necromancer, because why the hell not? A 6 is also plenty. So I'll just move them around like so. Get as many as we can in. Like that, like that. And then we could probably do one more combo like that, and then move them all up behind. Like so. Yeah. Okay, so then my Tree Lord Ancient is going to stomp. See if the Vampire Lord fights last. He doesn't. So what I'll do then, because my Tree Lord's only got 6 wounds, I'll fight my Tree Lord first, and he's going to do everything into the Vampire Lord. So I'll do his one attack first, 3s, and Talons is, so it'll be 3s and 3s. For this, 3s, that's cocked. Hits, 3s, wounds, 5 up. He fails that, so he takes a wound, so he's got 3 wounds left. Like that. Ooh. So he's got 3 wounds left. Then I'll do his other attacks. His sweeping blows, so he will have 2 attacks for that. So 2 on 3s. Both hits and 3s. Oh, dude, that sucks ass. So that fails. My Necromancer will go next. He has 1 attack, 4s and 3s. That's cool. So 1 attack, 4, 3, -1. The Dryads have a +1 to their save because they are within. They have 10 in a unit. Add 1 to the enemies. Pick 1. Add 1 to attack. Oh no, sorry, that's wrong. Nope. So that fails. It does D3 wounds, and they lose 3. So I'll just take these 3 off the back. So the 3 less Dryads there. Then my Dryads will attack. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18 attacks, everything but 2 for my white dice. It's going to be 3s, because they get +1 because of their ability. 3s. That's a 1, that's a miss. Get rid of these 2s, sorry if I didn't record that properly. And then it's 4s. That's another 4 there. Get rid of these 1s, 2s, 3s. So that's pretty freaking a decent amount. Oh, dude, Necromancer has a 6-up save. Oh, I read that right. Yeah, dude, yeah. So 6-up save for the Necromancer. Passes 1. He's dead. They kick his ass. They just slice him to death with their bark. So the Necromancer is slain. Oof. That is kick-ass. So the Sylvaneth now are definitely holding that objective. Then my Vampire Lord gets to attack. So it's 3s. All hit. Was it going to be an eye for an eye? 3s. Ooh, it might be -1. 4s. Oh, freaking heck. Look at that Tree Lord bossing it there. So he does D3 wounds. 3. He does do 3. So it takes him down to 3 wounds left. Right, okay guys. So that's the end of Sylvaneth turn 5. So they score 10 points for that, because they hold both. So I'll take them up to, math I can't even do, 19 points. And what I think I'm going to do, so it's pretty obvious that the Sylvaneth have won this, but I do want to do a round with my Vampire Lord versus the Tree Lord, because you know they both got 3 wounds left, and it's kind of clutch or kick. So does the Tree Lord stomp the Vampire Lord? He doesn't. So the Vampire Lord's going first. So it's 3s. Oh, 3s. 1 goes through. Can he do it? Can the Tree Lord survive? No. Oh my days, if this is a 5 or a 6, the Tree Lord's dead. No, it's not, it's just the 1. So that takes him down to 2 wounds. That would have been cool. Whatever a 2 is, he's got 2 wounds left, let's do it like that. Then my Tree Lord gets to attack. So he's on his bottom bracket now. So we'll do his talons. So it's going to be 3s and 4s for that one. 3s misses. His other attack is now 1 for his sweeping blow. So it'll be 3s and 3s. I didn't even know where that went, sorry. 3s, that's a hit. 3s, that's a wound. -1. Whoa. -1 is a 4-up. He's fine. If that failed, I would have done d6 damage out of curiosity. And that would have killed him. But luckily he saved it anyway. Okay guys, so they were just not destined to die that day. So that's the end of the battle. The final score I will show on a board. Life has prevailed this day. It's quite brutal actually. I mean, the Tree Lord nearly died. I did lose 3 Dryads. Vampire Lord kicking ass. The Vampire Lord and the Skeleton wombo combo is pretty good. I think I need more skeletons. I think they're better than the zombies. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that mission and that battle report. Please feel free to leave any comments if I made any mistakes or anything like that. And I will catch you in the next one. Take care.